Good morning, biscuits. How's it going? It's Tara. You're tuned to the Biscuit Box. I hope you're good. It's Wednesday. It's 11 o'clock. I'm on time. Woohoo. And today I want to talk to you guys about something that comes up every single day in all the conversations that I have to probably hundreds, even thousands of people. And it has hit that number at one stage in a week. So there's lots of conversations in my world, and I hear a lot of things. And I am so grateful to be part of so many people's thoughts and conversations. And part of why I want to come live on Facebook every week is to highlight those conversations and what people are really talking about and the struggles that people really have, things that people probably are not comfortable sharing with people on the internet or on social media, or even with themselves. Actually, a lot of the time, conversations that you have with people, stuff comes up that hasn't been addressed before, and it's really impactful when you share your stuff. And getting new eyeballs on how you think about things can change everything. So today I want to talk to you guys about something that, as I said in the intro, comes up a lot, as in daily in my world with people, including with myself. And I think it happens to everyone. We get stuck. We get into that hole of repetition, and we find it really difficult to get out. And what I mean by that is, this is not just from a professional practice perspective, but I guess I come at it at that level as well, where you're not moving forward with your business. You feel like you're doing the same thing over and over, but it's what I should be doing, but it's not getting me anywhere, or I'm not getting the results that I want. And that can just in the same breath flip over to your personal life as well. My weight is not moving. I just can't seem to lose weight, or I have that reoccurring argument with my husband or my partner all the time, like, or this shit happens to me a lot. Like, what the hell is going on? I just attract this type of attention or this type of vibe in my life. Like, I'm just unlucky. From experience, and this happens to me all the time, I see this a lot and I hear this a lot. And from experience, I just want to say to you, it doesn't mean you're unlucky. It doesn't mean you're not able to move your business forward, or it doesn't mean that you're destined to be not the way you want. It's much simpler than that. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. How do you get unstuck in that place that you're in? The place that feels like your reality. It feels like I'll always be this way. I'm really, really shy. I can't talk to anybody. I'm just going to stay here and not deal with it. And I just, that's just who I am. I question that, you see, because I've been that really shy person, and very, very self-conscious and very unhappy with how I look. And I've been there, and I know what that feels like, and it's really shit. But it doesn't have to be that way, and you don't have to accept that if it's not what you want. And I'm going to share with you how I got out of that, and how even in my business, how I pushed forward when I wanted to make sure I was living the reality that I wanted, not that I was putting myself into, if that makes sense. So that's what I want to talk about this morning. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. even to say hello. I always feel weird when I'm talking to myself. But just to say hi, and maybe just tell me if you've ever felt that stuck, or are you feeling it right now? Are you feeling stuck now in either your personal or your professional, or both? And let's bash a few ideas out, or let's start the conversation. So before I go into my little kind of solution that I've figured out, that works for me, I always start the biscuit box with, oh, I'm a little bit late. Feck it, will I ever get there? Will I ever be on time? I'm always late. That's an interesting thing to talk about, just to start this conversation with you, because it's me putting myself into that late box of someone that's always late. That, will I ever get to 11 o'clock? Oh, I better hurry up. And, it's that obsession with, feck, I'm on time, hurrah, or, oh, I'm 10 minutes late, I'm 5 minutes late, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. It's kind of a limiting belief that you nearly surrender to being the late person. And so you accept it, even though you don't want to be the late person. And I think for me, that was the very first strategy, I guess, for want of a better word, that I used for changing my reality, for changing how I wanted to be as a person, and for changing how I lived and how I thought about my work and thought about my future and thought about what I actually wanted. It was not accepting the box that I had put myself into, for not accepting or surrendering to it and making a choice. And I think it's as simple as that. Now, as I said, just as I started this, I was going to say powwow, but it's not a powwow. That's what we do in the biscuit factory. As I started this conversation, I was painfully shy in my 20s. And I was running a business, and I had a big staff, and I was dealing with the public all the time, but I was painfully shy, and so very self-aware of my weight and how I looked. And I struggled with that. And I still struggle with the weight thing. It's kind of an ongoing thing. But back then, I remember hiding up in my office. And I ran a very successful restaurant and had a big team. And I remember hiding behind my work, literally, because I couldn't face the public, I guess, because I was having a really fat day, or a really bad head day, or I struggled with that, and I used the busyness of my career to hide behind my computer and hide behind my papers, and I was too busy to talk to anybody, when really, of course, I wasn't. Like, I was hiding. And I remember it got to a point where I didn't want to work on the floor anymore. I wanted to just do the admin stuff. And it became a dangerous place, because I had that out. I had that surrender option, because I had an excuse, because it was really busy and I did need to do all this work. But I let it be the thing, the excuse, to stop me doing what I really, really loved, and that was talking to people and being around people. And when you get into that rut and that nearly routine of hiding, it's very, very challenging to move forward from that. And I remember one morning waking up and going, like, I'm not talking to people. Like, why am I not talking to, like, what the hell is going on? This is ridiculous. And it went from having that solid hiding excuse to now feeling shameful and disappointed in myself that I could actually allow myself to hide behind my work, when I'm naturally, I love being out there talking to people, and I'm naturally and so bubbly and friendly, and I buzz from meeting people and talking to people. Like, that's where I get my energy from. And there was a shame in that for me, and a shame in hiding behind my work. And that was the next kind of a process in becoming unstuck. It was moving my emotion from secure, solid hiding to, hang on a second, this isn't cool actually, and feeling shameful and disappointed in myself. But at least I wasn't in that secure hole, in that place that kept me hidden. At least I was shifting, and that gave me an insight into something that I found later on to be a thing, right? I don't know if any of you guys have read or consumed any of Abraham Hicks's content or teachings, and he would be a big teacher in the self-help world and manifestation world. And I found his stuff after I went through all that kind of struggle, and I found it really helpful actually. And I'm going to share his emotional guidance. It's kind of scale. And it was interesting when I found it. I went, oh my God, this makes so much sense, right? Because I went from this black hole place of hiding because I can't be me in front of all these people because I don't like me. That makes sense, right? And we've all kind of been there in some way or form. And then realizing I didn't want to be there because it wasn't healthy. I wasn't happy about me and how I was even daily turning up, right? Because I wasn't turning up when I was, but with loads of paper on my head. So it wasn't where I wanted to be, but at least my emotion or my feelings around my situation was shifting to another feeling. And okay, it wasn't a very happy feeling, but it wasn't the stuck feeling. It wasn't that black hole feeling. So I'm going to share that calendar, that scale with you in the comments in a second. Anyway, the next step was the disappointment, the thing, and then going, well, I do, okay, so beat myself up. Okay, how long can that go on? Come on, Tara, like, let's go to the next thing. So I worked on this for a long time, and you get help, and you ask other people for advice, and I found that very liberating actually. And now when I'm in my world now, that was like 30 years ago or 25 years ago. Oh my God, am I that old? Oh no. I'm 25 years ago. Now, stuff happens that I do want to hide again, or, I'm not feeling very confident in perhaps a new product or a new program that I'm launching, or say, for example, the biscuit marketplace. Is this going to work? Oh my God, there's so much I have to do. Am I working hard enough on it? And, you go into that, whole again, and I've developed a kind of a process for me that I'd like to share with you if this resonates with you, and it's 3 steps that I use when I'm feeling that going into that little hole of hiding, which creates a stuck feeling around you personally and professionally. Because guess what, creative people are so in bed with their work because it's our work. It comes from us. We're so connected to it. We're so emotionally driven by it, and I think our personal and our professional lives are so married more than any other profession or any other people out there, and so we really have to look after our personal ourselves for it to work. But anyway, my 3-step kind of thing that I always visit. The first thing that I do is I own the feeling. I acknowledge it. I don't push it away. And I say to myself, okay, here's this feeling again, because you recognize it, right? It's that feeling of being stuck or fearful or under pressure or overwhelmed or whatever that negative feeling is. Instead of ignoring it or pushing it away or going on to something else that makes me feel good, like, for example, going in and seeing all the brilliant things and Bite the Biscuit and going to show off Friday hashtag, I feel better. Instead of doing that, to defer my attention from that I go into the and accept it. Is that a new word? And accept it and own it. This is my feeling. This is how I feel. But I'm not going to push it away. I'm going to forgive the feeling, and that's my step 2. I'm going to forgive the feeling. I'm not going to beat myself up because I have this feeling. It's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, under pressure, not beautiful, not worthy. It's okay to feel those feelings. It's what we do with the feeling is the important thing. And I think forgiving yourself for having that feeling is a lovely, lovely step to after you go into it. So that would be my step 2. And my step 3 then, after forgiving myself and being kind to myself, and I think kindness has to be at the center of everything we do, gang. And starting with you, be kind to you, really forgive yourself for having all those thoughts or feelings, you're just you and it's okay. And the third step, which I know might sound a bit woo-woo, but it definitely works for me. I ask for help, not calling my friend, how are you, help me there, Joe. No, I step back and sit back and relax and have kind thoughts to me, and I ask for help. I ask, I guess, the universe for help. Help me with this one, please. I can't figure it out myself. I'm struggling a bit with this. Please, can you help me? Thanks a million. Ye can have it. I don't want it. Look, and feck it away. And I feel that when you surrender to that, and that nearly acceptance of not having to figure it out all by yourself all the time, and asking the energy, the universe, God, whoever the hell whatever you believe in, ask them for help, or it, or whatever. Don't always try and figure it out yourself. Yes, you can definitely take steps that are tangible and have conversations, and that's the support network that you have that obviously makes huge amounts of difference. But I think for that emotional stuff where you are really struggling, or you can feel that feeling coming in, own it, forgive it, and then push it out, send it off, give it to someone else to help you figure it out. That's what I do. And I find it very helpful, and I find it very calming, and I find it not overwhelming and not stressful, because it's gentle and it's kind. And I think if we can incorporate those things into our mind, it kind of changes everything, doesn't it? It wraps something more beautiful around a dark place, or a dark feeling, or a dark thought. And yeah, that's my tuppence this morning. Who's talking to me? Hey Melissa, how's it going? Karina says, I go through phases of being stuck. I usually have a few products or ideas on the go, and if I get stuck, you didn't finish that one, Karina. Hey Orla, how's it going? Liz says, hi Tara, I've just gone from working for myself for 4 years to 4 months of working full-time in a very structured job. I'm now back working full-time to my business and finding it hard to get back into a good routine. Yes, and I think, Liz, it's really hard to get into a good routine. So my advice to you, and I'm just after getting a shiver down my spine because a lot of you guys asked me for the scrum board last week, and I don't think I shared it. Oops, dark thought, dark thought, shit. Witness the feeling, forgive it, ask for help. Okay. um, I'm sorry about that. I didn't share the scrum board. I'm so sorry. I'm going to do that immediately after this live stream. Liz, you need a scrum board. You need to get the scrum board up and running. Don't worry if you're going, what the hell is the scrum board? I'm going to share it in the comments in this thread after this live stream before I get killed. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot. But Liz, it is firstly well done that you're working full time on your business. That's a big transition, and it's an overwhelming transition. And actually, over in the biscuit factory, there's so many people that have left their 9 to 5s that are working full time on their creative work right now. And this is a narrative that we hear all the time, and across the board, even if you're not new to being back full time. It's very challenging to click into a routine. One thing that came up actually in the factory was this. When you are making that transition or you are lost and you're kind of flootering around with no structure to your day, and especially after leaving a full-time job, try and integrate your routine from your full-time job into your self-employed job. For example, be at your desk at 9 o'clock, take a break at 10 o'clock, have a cup of tea, go back to your desk or to your workspace. Try and mirror what you've been used to have a consistency in your routine. And then you'll feel that you have some kind of structure, and then you'll start integrating some hopefully, after this especially conversation that we're having about self-care and being kind to yourself, some things that self-employed people have the ability to do. Get at your desk at 9:30 and do meditation and go for a walk from 9 to 8:30, but you structure that, you schedule your self-care into your calendar. I use the Scrum board and Google Calendar to operate my life, and my life's very, very, very busy, like everybody's, with kids and life and work and projects and all the things. So unless we know what we have to do and actually use time to plug the things into, you're going to be walking into walls and running around doing little bits of everything. So Liz, transitionally, mirror what you've been working, unless now your hours were like you were a night porter or something, then don't do that. But you know what I mean. For transitioning, I think consistency is a good thing. And then you'll start getting into your jiggy. Hey Sharon, how's it going? Hey Jess, how are you? Hey Alan Hennessy, how's it going? Nice to see you, Alan. Hey Elkie, hey Susan, nice to see you, Susan. Trisha says, love Abraham Hicks. Yeah, he's pretty cool, isn't he? You're welcome, Liz. Hey, Terry. Hey, Valerie. How's it going? Valerie says, morning, everyone. Watching from my day job, Eek. You have just reminded me about the marketplace, Tara. We'll work on that tonight. We'll watch later as get back to getting paid. Hey Lisa, how's it going? Good to see you. Lisa says, kindness wonderfully put. Yes, it has to be at the center, doesn't it, Lisa? Hey Evelyn, nice to see you. Alan says, so important to reach out and ask for help. It makes us stronger. I can't agree more. I just think, and it's funny, I don't know, is it a female thing? Alan, I'd love to hear your opinion on this. Is it a female thing? But I find that women are very slow to ask for help. Is it because we're being asked for help continually? I can never say that word properly. Is it because we feel like we have to be the helpers all the time, that it's difficult for us to ask for help. I'd love to know what you think about that one. But from experience and from, oh my God, my whole life shifted completely when I asked for help. It changes everything, everything. So if you aren't asking for help, find your tribe, find someone that wants to help you, find a networking group that you can plug into and talk honestly about the struggles around your work. Find a group of people that get what you do and ask them for help. And gang, we're so blessed, like, to be creative, because what I've found, and I've been part of so many different business networking groups and run businesses for a long time, since I've been immersed in the creative sector and surrounded myself with creative people, like, you guys are the most heart-filled, the most sincerely beautiful souls, because our innate desire is to bring joy and happiness and beauty and help, and we love help. Like, it's incredible. It's just so, it overwhelms me sometimes to be in that environment where genuinely people want to help, and it's so beautiful to be in an environment like that. So continue engaging with people that want to help you. Don't feel like I have to give them something back. Not all the time. I believe humans actually want to help people, and guess what? The payback, if that's the right words to use, is that feeling that you've helped someone. Like, no money can you can't put a price on it. Like, you can't, like, that feeling that you've actually helped someone's life, or have put someone on the right path with something, that's it. That's just, it's gold, like, so help other people feel good by asking them for help. Tricia says, so true. The minute you stop the struggle, you allow it to flow. God, why do we keep up the struggle for so long? Isn't it amazing how you know this? But it's nearly when someone else, in this case you, Tara, brings it up, and then you give yourself permission to forgive yourself and ask. Yes, the trick is to not have to wait for the nudge from another. Give it to ourselves. That's totally true. And it's funny, isn't it? I think, Tricia, we forget because we're so busy, we're so overwhelmed with everything, we're so in the trenches of building what we want in our lives, and busy with family commitments and life commitments as well. I mean, there's like 50 million projects on the go consistently, and sometimes we forget that, and that's why, I guess, people tune into something like this to be reminded. And sometimes it's just so simple. It's just recognizing the feeling, forgiving yourself, and being kind, and fucking it back out to the universe. Lads, help me there. Well, yeah, as we'd say in Cork. I think we do need to be reminded, though, Tricia, and because of business. So how can we practice this? Is it sticking it up on our scrum board, or on our fridge, or on our mirror in the morning? Or, as I do, I write in the shower in the morning. I write, I am successful, I am smart, all my limiting beliefs, I am able for this. I am beautiful. That's a hard one to write for me. I am beautiful. That's what I use my shower door for in the morning. My husband's like, will you ever hurry up? I'm like, hang on a second. Writing, not I'm going to be, not I was, I am. Say I am every morning, and own it. Deirdre says, when I realize that the reason I feel crappy is that I'm stuck, I ask the universe to help me find the way through and to make it obvious. It always works, and in the best possible way. Fantastic. On it, Deirdre Burke, the Cairns, on it, girl. Alan says, very much so. Women are always there for everybody, the sorters. I think in this day and age, We all need help and support, or just a friendly ear to listen to, and maybe give some good sound advice. Remember, the difference makes the difference. Remember, the difference makes the difference. I like that, Alan. See, I love to hear men pipe in, because predominantly it's females with me on this live every week, and it's lovely to hear a male's insight into what we're talking about. Thanks, Alan, for that. So, gang, that was my my spiel today, and so just to recap, have 3 simple steps when you're feeling that. 1, own it, accept the feeling, don't push it away. The second one, forgive it and be kind to yourself. And the third one, feck it out to the universe and ask somebody else to help you. And I would supplement that with asking people to help you as well, but definitely give it out to the universe, feck it out. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And there's a huge relief in not feeling responsible for it. I know that's a hard one, because I struggled with going, what? I'm not responsible, but I have to sort out everything. There's a relief in that, and it frees up this. And when you free up this, interesting things can happen. Okay, gang, I'm going to leave you with that today. I hope you enjoyed the Biscuit Box every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. I'll talk to you next week. Keep creative, and thanks for tuning in. Bye.